guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to cover, finally got a car. 2022, I'm telling you what, the used car market these days, we're in trouble, man. I don't know, this current climate of car market, I don't know how much worse it can get, but I'm telling you what, the levee's gonna need to break somewhere. But it's all good, because got my car. It seems to be that the chip situation is kind of working itself out. I'm hearing a lot of positive news that we're on the downhill slide. Some people are saying 3 to 5 years. Some people are saying 1.5 years. Some people are saying, you know, we should be seeing new inventory be rolling out soon. And that's what we need. We need new inventory to be coming out to create used inventory to actually create a surplus again for us to have our prices back to normal. Getting back to on topic of today's upload, I just got back maybe a month ago, I don't know, weeks ago from a trip to Chicago. For those of you who don't know, I live in Iowa, to check out a few dealerships. I had a healthy budget of what I thought was a healthy budget anyhow. Just a little over 6 figures, and I still fell short. Not really falling short as to, you know, can't afford anything. It's, I couldn't find the car I wanted for the price that I wanted it at. And it's just the way it goes. I will say that the new climate that we're in, it's terrible, man. Every dealership I went into, except for one, I'm not gonna name names. I'm not that guy. That's not this channel. Every dealership I went into, it was nothing but games. It's nothing more than just mental and emotional gymnastics of them trying to, you know, just manipulate the market. And I'm starting to wonder if the dealers are not the ones that are going to need to be pushed out. You're going to be rooting the dealership out, and you're going to be going after your own personal finances as far as talking to a bank. That's the whole reason. Like, I kind of give everybody an analogy, and I use this kind of way to relate the finance department and the dealership and why it exists, and it's a convenience. Like this energy drink. There you go. Like this energy drink. This Monster drink. Now I'm gonna say that Walmart sells it, and you know, a gas station sells it. If you go into the gas station, you know, along the wall there's a cooler, you know where they're kept. The interior space of the store is small. You're in, you're out. There's usually not a line. If there is, they're usually, you know, fast at checking out. It's a convenience. It's more of a streamlined process to get in, get what you want, and get out. Are you gonna pay more for it? As opposed to like going to Walmart where you have to walk all the way to the back shelf and they might not actually have what you want, so you might have to settle for something else, and you know, and then you walk all the way back to the front of the store just to save about 80 cents to $1. It's a convenience, and the finance department and a dealership is the same way. It works the exact same way. These dealerships have established relationships with these banks, and they know who to call, who to talk to. They know what to say, how to present, how to write out your case, how to, you know, build your loan, your application. They know what to write down. They know exactly, because this is what they do. They do it all day long. They do, you know, however many of them they do a day. But they know exactly what to do to put your best foot forward to give you the best chance at getting approved possible. Now, you can do this on your own and you're gonna save some money. Yeah, you will. But the thing is if you go into a bank and you say the wrong thing, or you don't fill this out and you don't make them feel comfortable that they're gonna get a return plus interest on their investment on you, as far as lending you the money, you could screw it up and you could get denied the application. As far as the dealership goes, this is what they do every day. So it's a convenience. Are you going to spend more? I mean, the dealership's going to make more on maybe higher interest rates or incentives for them to push certain loans or whatever. And the best way to put it is, as long as you can look back and look at the deal and kind of go through a fine-tooth comb and appreciate the service that you're getting for what you're spending, and it feels like a fair deal, I really wouldn't worry about it too much. And that's exactly how I ended up at the dealership, right back where it all began anyways. And I'll probably be back there again. I've noticed that the private party, like the used car market, it's kind of normal. It's a lot more realistic, and the prices seem to be adjusting, coming down. I will say that I had a couple conversations with some people that worked at these dealerships, and one in general was kind of giving me, it's kind of set the tone for everybody that I had talked to amongst the whole trip. And the thing is that it seems like these people are just wanting this situation to get worse. And it is, I have noticed that I was looking for a Lamborghini Gallardo. If I was gonna go non-LP, I wanted a manual, and if I go LP, I take whatever I can get. Everybody's telling me, oh, the price is not going down, they're not going down. Dude, you're full of shit. All it's gonna take is more inventory to be rolling out, the market's just gonna get flooded, prices are gonna come down. End of story. Sorry. For most, and I'm sticking to that, most. Some, yeah, it's, you know, whatever's hot, whatever's trendy, what everybody wants, and they can't make more of, that's what it is. You're gonna have to pay what the market commands. I was disgusted by the whole experience. Every dealership I walked into, like I said, nobody talked to you, nobody even looked at you. You had to go chase the salesman down. What the fuck is that? Even when I did find somebody to talk to, it was never on a positive note. Nobody ever took you seriously. Dude, I'm not gonna beg you to spend an ass load of money on a car. It's just not gonna happen. So anyhow, kind of ruined the trip, kind of set the tone. You know, it was a bummer. It is what it is. Got to see some cool cars though. Not shortly after I got back, my salesman called me, and it was way faster than I thought. My allocation for a ZL1 came in, come put your deposit in. That's what I got done doing. So I kind of accepted terms with it is what it is as far as the Lamborghini Gallardo goes. Maybe someday, not today. I'd rather have a brand new car. I know of all the problems that a Lamborghini Gallardo has, and if I need to buy any parts, it's gonna be expensive, and you know, there's no such thing as a cheap car. If you can find a car for 80 grand now, you're gonna spend another 50 grand to being on par with what the other cars that are commanding $120,000, $130,000 will be. That's just the way it is. There is one caveat though, as far as my ZL1 allocation. I did end up going with a 2022 LT4 ZL1. I know that I said I'd put an order in for a ZL1 1LE, and I did. When we went to push the order through, I'll put the code sheet up here, and you'll see that each little item has a code to it, and some of these codes were being kicked out as far as availability or discontinued, or you know, whatever the reason may be. The wing, that rear wing for the ZL1 1LE, kind of the star of the show as far as that whole package goes. That's the piece that's still on back order. Now, whether it has to come, you know, from that company, out of that mold, whatever the case may be. I don't know if they're out of the weave. I don't know if they have labor shortage as far as people trying to make it and they just can't get the stuff made. I don't know. But I do see videos of other cars being delivered on YouTube in the 2022. So maybe it's just too much demand. I don't know. The 1LE option not being available, it is what it is. I kind of made peace with it. I kind of looked at the bright side of everything, and I wanted to, you know, I really wanted to take a step back and just kind of reconfigure how you're just looking at it, because it's still an amazing car. The only thing that you're missing is the aero and Multimatic spool valve shocks in the car. Tongue twister. You know, the 305 in the front, 325 in the rear would have been a nice setup to have, but I was happy with the 285 305 setup that I currently have in my SS1LE. I know the car is very, very close as far as being configured as chassis and everything goes, but there's a lot of differences, and I'm gonna get to it as far as why I spent the extra money I did. Also, Also, the 2023 or 2024 LT5 ZL11LE, that's still happening. I got my name back on the list. We're waiting for that. So that is still a green light. Also, what could be a red light is this 2022. I put a small deposit down. We did push the build sheet through. I have yet to wait for a VIN number. Also, I have yet to hear of a build date that is going to happen. My dealer's telling me it could be 30 days, could be 60, 90 days out. So I'm gonna plan on 90 days out, and that's just fine with me. That gives me time to, wait the snow out, wait winter out. It'll be just time for spring. I'll go through my build sheet and I'll kind of explain some things of why I did the way I kind of spec'd this car off the way I did. But it's pretty easy because the ZL1 it gets everything. So I mean, it has all the options as far as the ambient lighting, Alcantara everywhere, heated cooled seats, it has a heated steering, it has the works, it gets everything. So I'll go through the build sheet here. Some prices have changed, some prices moved around. It's very minimal. It's very it's very incremental, but it's just something I noticed when I was going through building this car. I did end up going with the Rapid Blue. I think the color looks very good on this car, and I'm gonna say every color I see coming out for the 2022 is Rapid Blue. I think this is gonna be a very popular color. It's bright. The reason I did go with it because I've noticed that it's coming through, the color is really coming through on camera. Even at night, it pops, it glows. So me making videos with this car or whatever, it just seemed like the right color to go with. The vivid orange that they went to, it's kind of a copper color now. I'm sure it looks good in person. I'm sure it looks good in the sunlight, but I think the Rapid Blue is the way to go. I did want to go with the center stripe. And I thought the center stripe looked great. There was two things that I hated about it. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine, and he pointed out that the stripe really needed to come down in the front and in the back. It's basically the stripe just goes on the roof skin, the deck lid, and the spoiler, and it stops. It could have come down the backside of the deck lid, and I think it would have looked better on the spoiler. Even if it was a little bit more of an expensive option, I think I would have paid a little bit more for that. Also, the shark fin. The shark fin on the car just sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's the housing for the XM radio, and it houses the camera for the rear view mirrors. I haven't seen a whole lot of cars that have it, but just ended up going blue. I can always put it on later if I want to and pay someone to wrap the whole thing and do it however I want it to. So this is kind of the part that bummed me out because I really wanted that spoiler. Just to have that spoiler alone, if you want the original one, it is just about $6 grand to have it. So the entire 1LE track pack was $7,500. So yeah, you're gonna get the suspension, you're gonna get the wheels, you're gonna get the front end, the dive planes or canards, whatever you want to call them. You're gonna get the wrapped hood, all that stuff for $1,500 about. I mean, this package is super cheap. I mean, I don't even know how they're making money on a lot of this stuff. If it said carbon fiber, I took it. I wanted it. Went with the carbon fiber interior trim. The next thing I did was the red seat belt, and that was kind of the part where when I bought my current car, OJ, I really wish I had got the red seat belts, but the car was already on the showroom floor and I didn't have a say in it. So it's okay. Now I do, and it's only $195. So I don't even think that I could go to the parts department and buy the pre-tensioner assembly on each side. Well, all four of them, because you get four, for the rear seats too. I don't even think I could buy those pre-tension assemblies for $195. So that was a win. And if you ever went through building price and you're like, oh man, what kind of idiot would spend $100 on a carbon fiber shift knob cap? Yeah, I did it. So I thought it'd be something different, carbon fiber look. If not, it was just go buy the original aluminum anyways. So $100. Whatever. Like I said, this car gets everything as it is. There's a ton of differences, and I'm going to be doing a video as far as like the differences between my SS and the ZL1, because everything that I'm seeing, like all these codes, I'm like, man, wow, it was okay. You know, $20,000 well spent. The heat extractor, you know, the supercharger cover, they're all carbon fiber. Every one of them coming out of the plant are carbon fiber. They all come out of the same mold. I had to pay them $600 to not paint it. I do not understand this. I don't get it. I had to pay somebody $600 to not paint a carbon fiber cover, but it is what it is. As far as the rest of it goes, the only thing that I did opt for that I wish I had is the black lug nuts. And I know it sounds weird, you know, $300 for black lug nuts, but when on my 1LE, it does have the graphite, charcoal graphite paint, and the chrome lug nuts really do stick out. It's a minor detail, but when you're looking down at the center axle, there's nothing chrome other than the face of the rotor. So it was kind of one of them things that was just, you know, $300. Usually when you buy stuff from the dealership or you're buying stuff as you order the car, you're gonna get the premium products. So I kind of figured I can always go back and buy the other lug nuts if need be. I don't know how much of it is different from a 2SS, you know, the new 2SS, but this has got a lot of stuff that is different compared to my 1SS, 1LE. So I'm pretty pumped to get this car. My payment, it's really not gonna change all that much. When I made that video about my review after a couple years and 30,000 miles with my 1LE, you know, am I worried about starting over and spending, you know, because this brought my total up to 68 grand, and I will admit that I did have to pay a $2,500 markup to get the car, but in the grand scheme of things, how everything's playing out, especially in the market. Now, I'm not saying going forward, but I will say, as far as everything is right now, and looking back as 2021, $2,500 for a ZL1, whatever, just, yeah. When everything gets closer, I will make another video as far as the build date and delivery date. Like I said, stuff could still fall apart, so you know, we haven't talked numbers as far as trade-in and everything goes, but yeah, it'll be a cool car. Really, right now, that's all I know, so that's where I'm gonna leave it. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe, show some support to the channel, give this thing a big thumbs up. We'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you later.